Hello, this is Manesh Patel with IMTF Trade. Today is January 13. I want to talk to you about a big mistake most people make in taking breakout trades. Okay, this is a fundamental mistake a lot of people make, and there's a difference between you losing at max risk or you winning. Okay, and it's something that we teach in our classes, which I want to give you an insight here on. So, as you guys know, we've dumbed everything down into shaded areas. So we have, when you have a green shaded area, it basically means it's bullish. If you have a red shaded area, it basically means it's bearish. Okay, so over here, you could see when we have a green shaded area. When you have a green shaded area, we actually give you these blue dots. These are your breakout entry. Now, this breakout entry is based on the formula. A lot of people will tell you where the breakout entry is, and it's based on the formula. Okay, and it's something everyone goes in. They go jumping in and say, okay, I'm going to buy at this level, and it's going to sit there and work with high probability, and so forth, so forth, so forth. However, there's no perfect way you could sit there and get this formula correct. Okay, none, zero, zilch. Okay, I don't care what people tell you. There's no perfection at all. The key thing here is that you draw a line at the breakout entry, okay, which is right about here, okay. And if you look at it right there, that's where the entry is. You can move it a little lower if you want, but pretty much you're right around this level right here, okay. The key thing is to sit there and look backwards. You could just look back a screen full of bars. If you can't look backward with a screen full of bars, you could go to the higher time frame. You need to make sure that the breakout entry is not sitting on any existing support resistance out there. This is the number one mistake people make. Make sure it's not intersecting the low of the bars, the high of the bars, the opening, close, or anything. For us, since we also use Ichimoku, make sure it's not intersecting the Ichimoku line. So here you could see that basically it's intersecting that line right there. So we need to sit there and move it higher. The breakout entry needs to move higher and higher and higher. Okay, so if you move it to here, the problem comes down to is you have it right there. Okay, so you have to sit there and find that sweet spot where basically you're sit there not going to intersect anything out there. Okay, and if you look at this level here, right here, I'm not intersecting the high, low, closes, prices, or anything, and you could see actually you're intersecting that little low right there. So we're just going to get a little higher than that, and we're right about here. Okay, so you could see that I'm not intersecting high, lows, or anything like that. There's that one right there. So this one you have to keep on going because it's a little tricky. And you're roughly, let's just say roughly, let's just do it right there. And it's roughly about right here. So this is the best place, believe it or not, for the breakout entry. Not there at all. Okay, so you could see we had to keep on readjusting it, but that's a number one mistake a lot of people make in breakout entries. And you could see in here, you would have entered this trade, and at that point it would have sat there, flirted around here, and then eventually you would have been stopped out. That's not good at all. When you have a breakout trade, you want it to follow through. Notice here, you hit the breakout entry, and then you close below the breakout entry. That's the first sign of some weakness, because if it's truly a breakout trade, this is going to sit there, get to that breakout entry, and close above it. Look at this breakout entry. We sat there, we got to the blue dots here on this bar, we sat there and closed below it. This bar right here closed lower. Either you could have had a lower low or a close lower, and you could see it follow through, follow through, follow through until it got to the next major support, which basically it stopped and reversed at that point. This is a successful breakout trade. That's exactly what you're looking for. This right here, you can see in the shaded area, again, you had basically the entry hit the blue dots here and then bounce off there and go down. And if you sit there and do the same thing we just did, you will sit there and go right here and put the blue dots there, and you could see it's intersecting all these high-low closes. So you have to sit there and keep on going higher, higher, and clear all that stuff out in order for it to be a very effective breakout trade. Okay, that's the key thing to note. So how do you find these trading opportunities? Here's how. First thing I'm going to do is go to imtftrade.com. I'm going to click on login. If you have not registered for free, you could go in and register for free here. Okay, right here. That'll register for free. There's no cost at all for the part I'm doing. And let me show you this right here. Test free. This is basically just logging in with a free subscription. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to go to products. And first thing I always like to do is just reset the profile. Just make sure I don't have anything from previous ones. Now, if I'm a 240-minute trader, I just go to 240-minute. I come over here and say I want a bullish green shaded area or a bearish opportunity, or it doesn't matter. So if I want all the bullish opportunities right there, click there, and then I go to General tab and I choose the market. You could hold down the Control key. I could say I want the S&P 500. I want the currency. Then I want the S&P 500. So it's going to basically come back here, and you could see I have all these opportunities here. All I have to do is look at the shaded areas and sit there and put the orders at the breakout dots and make sure that basically when I put the order out there, the breakout order, I'm not sitting on existing support resistance. If you do, then you got a high probability of that trade getting to the next major resistance level for a bullish breakout or next major support level for a bearish breakout. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email us at info@eiicapital.com. Thanks.